Your mind. That's your greatest weapon. More powerful than any force, more dangerous than any enemy, more unstoppable than any obstacle. Everything you need to succeed, to overcome, to rise, it's already in you. But here's the truth. If you don't train your mind, if you don't strengthen it, if you don't sharpen it every single day, it will work against you instead of for you. You have to decide today, right now, that you will master your mind before anything else masters you. Let's talk about how. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It will build you up or it will tear you down. It will carry you to success or it will bury you in failure. And the truth is, you decide. Every single day you are in a battle, not with the world, not with your circumstances, but with yourself. With the thoughts that live inside your head. That is where the war is fought. That is where it is won. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, you'll start to believe it. If you focus on fear, fear will consume you. If you give in to doubt, doubt will paralyze you. If all you see are obstacles, you will never recognize opportunities. But if you train your mind to see solutions, if you speak power into yourself, if you refuse to entertain negativity, you will change everything. It starts with one decision: to take control, to take ownership of the thoughts you allow to live in your mind. You cannot afford to let fear dictate your future. You cannot afford to let self-doubt steal your dreams. You cannot afford to entertain excuses and expect greatness at the same time. You have to make a choice right now to stop feeding the thoughts that keep you small and start planting the ones that will make you unstoppable. Speak life into yourself. Do not wait for the world to validate you. Do not wait for someone to believe in you before you believe in yourself. Stand in front of that mirror and say, I am strong, I am capable, I will not quit. Say it when you wake up. Say it when doubt creeps in. Say it when life hits you so hard you feel like you can't get back up. Because the way you think, the way you talk to yourself, will determine how far you go. Guard your mind the same way you would guard your dreams, because they are one and the same. What you allow into your thoughts will become your reality. If you allow weakness, you will become weak. If you allow distractions, you will lose focus. But if you allow discipline, if you allow determination, if you allow the belief that you were meant for more, nothing, not failure, not rejection, not fear, will have the power to stop you. So I ask you, what are you feeding your mind? What thoughts are you giving power to? Are you tearing yourself down before you even begin? Are you making excuses instead of making moves? Because at the end of the day, you are not controlled by your circumstances. You are controlled by your mindset. And if you can control your thoughts, you can control your life. This is your moment. Right here, right now. Make the decision to think differently, to believe differently, to walk differently. Because when your mind is locked in, when your thoughts are aligned with strength, belief, and discipline, there is no mountain you cannot move. Before anything great happens in your life, you have to see it, not with your eyes, but with your mind. Some people say, I'll believe it when I see it. No, that's not how it works. You have to believe it before you see it. You have to hold the vision long before the world catches up. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every success story started the same way, as a thought, a belief, an unshakable conviction that something was possible before there was any proof. Think about it. Every building you step into, every invention you use, every world-changing idea was once just a vision in someone's mind. Before there was a plane in the sky, someone believed it could fly. Before there was a championship trophy in their hands, an athlete believed they could win. Before a dream became reality, someone had to see it first, in their heart, in their soul, in their spirit. Before it ever existed in the physical world, and that applies to you. If you don't believe in yourself, don't expect anyone else to. If you don't see yourself winning, don't be surprised when you lose. If you don't believe you are capable, don't wonder why you never make it. Because the battle is won before the first step is taken. Your mind will either work for you or against you. And if you don't see success in your future, you've already set yourself up to fail. So right now, I need you to see it. Close your eyes and see yourself stronger. See yourself rising above every obstacle. See yourself pushing past limits, breaking barriers, proving everyone wrong. See yourself standing on that stage, leading that company, reaching that goal. Because if you can't see it in your mind, you will never hold it in your hands. Now, don't get it twisted. Believing is not enough. You can't just sit around dreaming about success and expect it to show up. No, once you believe, you have to move, you have to act, you have to work like hell to make it real. Because faith without action is nothing. You believe in the vision? Good. Now get up, grind, fight, sweat, push, and refuse to quit until that vision is staring back at you in real life. And when doubt tries to creep in, and trust me, it will, stand firm. When the world tells you it's impossible, remind yourself that everything was impossible until someone did it. When fear whispers that you're not good enough, not ready, not capable, silence it with action. Prove to yourself that you are exactly who you say you are. So today, make the decision to believe. Not just when things are easy, not just when people support you. Believe before the proof, before the evidence, before the world recognizes it. Because once you believe it, once you see it in your mind and commit to making it real, there is nothing that can stop you. A strong mind is not something you're born with. It's something you build, brick by brick, day by day, through struggle, through sacrifice, through an unshakable commitment to becoming your best self. A strong mind is a disciplined mind, and discipline, that's the difference between success and regret. That's the difference between the ones who rise and the ones who quit. Discipline means no excuses, none. It means you don't wake up and decide if you feel like doing the work. You do it because it needs to be done. It means you don't wait for motivation, because motivation is unreliable. One day it's there, the next day it's gone. But discipline will carry you when motivation fades. Discipline will keep you moving when the world tells you to stop. Discipline is what separates those who talk about their dreams from those who live them. You have to train your mind the way a warrior trains for battle. Because life will test you. It will throw distractions at you, tempt you with comfort, lure you with easy roads that lead nowhere. But a disciplined mind knows better. A disciplined mind sees past the distractions and stays locked in on the mission. A disciplined mind doesn't bend to weakness, doesn't crumble under pressure, doesn't break when things get hard. Winners don't move based on emotions. They move based on commitment. They show up when they're tired. They push through when they don't feel like it. They stay focused when everything around them is trying to pull them off course. They understand that discipline isn't something you use sometimes, it's something you live by every day. So I ask you, what are you training your mind for? Are you training it to fold under pressure, to make excuses, to settle for less than what you're capable of? Or are you training it to fight, to endure, to push past every limit? Because every choice you make, every time you decide to work instead of procrastinate, every time you choose focus over distraction, every time you say yes to discipline and no to weakness, you are shaping the person you will become. And let me tell you something. When you truly commit to discipline, when you make it a non-negotiable part of who you are, you become dangerous. You become unstoppable. Because now, it doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter if the odds are against you. It doesn't matter if the whole world is doubting you. You move anyway. So train yourself to focus. Train yourself to push through. Train yourself to rise above. Because the world doesn't give success to the ones who want it the most. It gives it to the ones who are disciplined enough to go after it and never stop. And if you make that choice, if you train your mind like a warrior and commit to the fight, nothing will stand in your way. Life will test you, that's a guarantee. It will push you to your limits, hit you when you least expect it, and try to break you down piece by piece. But the question is, will you break or will you bend, adjust, learn, and come back even stronger? Because pain is inevitable, setbacks are guaranteed, but defeat, that's a choice. And if you master the art of mental toughness, nothing will be able to stop you. Mental toughness is not about pretending things don't hurt. It's not about acting like challenges don't shake you. No, it's about how you respond when they do. It's about whether you let pressure crush you or turn you into something greater. Because life will knock you down, that's a fact. But the ones who rise, the ones who refuse to stay down, the ones who learn to take the hits and keep standing, those are the ones who win. You have to build that kind of mind, a mind that doesn't crumble under pressure, a mind that doesn't break when life throws unexpected punches, a mind that is conditioned to endure. And that doesn't happen by accident. That happens through training. Just like you train your body to be strong, you have to train your mind to be unshakable. You have to put yourself through discomfort, push yourself beyond your limits, and learn to thrive in the face of adversity. Because mental toughness isn't given, it's earned. And I'll tell you something, the people who succeed, the people who stand tall when everyone else folds, they don't have it easier than you. They don't avoid pain, rejection, or failure. No, they've just built the kind of mind that knows how to handle it. They don't let emotions dictate their actions. They don't let temporary setbacks define their future. They decide every single day that they will not break, no matter what comes their way. So the next time you face a challenge, the next time life tries to shake you, the next time you feel like quitting, don't. Stand up. Push through. Decide that nothing will take you out. Because every time you get up after being knocked down, you're getting stronger. Every time you refuse to quit, you're building character. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you're proving to yourself that you have what it takes. And once you develop that kind of mindset, once you master the art of mental toughness, you become unstoppable. Fear loses its grip. Failure becomes just another lesson. Pain becomes fuel. And suddenly there is nothing life can throw at you that you can't handle. So train your mind, strengthen your will, condition yourself to rise no matter what, because in the end, it's not about whether life tests you. It will. It's about whether you have the strength, the toughness, and the resilience to pass the test. And if you do, nothing will stand in your way. Your mind is the foundation of everything you will ever become. It is the engine that drives your success, the compass that guides your decisions, and the battlefield where every victory or defeat begins. What you feed it, what you allow in, will shape the direction of your life. Think of your mind like soil. Whatever you plant in it will grow, whether it's weeds or fruit. If you constantly feed it negativity, self-doubt, and fear, then that is exactly what will take root. You will find yourself making excuses instead of making progress. You will hesitate when you should act. You will shrink when you should rise. But if you fill your mind with strength, with wisdom, with knowledge and inspiration, then that is what will flourish. That is what will shape you into the person you were meant to be. So I ask you, what are you feeding your mind? Are you letting gossip, drama, and distractions take up space in your thoughts? Are you surrounding yourself with people who drain you instead of push you? Are you consuming content that fuels your fears instead of strengthens your faith? Because what you put in is what will come out. You cannot expect greatness to grow from a mind polluted by garbage. You need to be intentional. You need to protect your mind like you protect your dreams, because they are one and the same. If someone is always speaking negativity into your life, distance yourself. If a habit is keeping you stuck in the same place, break it. If you are spending more time scrolling through distractions than investing in your growth, change that today. You cannot afford to waste your mind on things that do not serve your future. Start filling yourself with things that elevate you. Read books that challenge you. Listen to voices that inspire you. Seek out people who push you to grow, who make you uncomfortable in the best way, because they see your potential even when you don't. Surround yourself with conversations that make you think bigger, not smaller. Learn something new every single day, because the moment you stop growing, you start dying. And understand this, discipline isn't just about your actions, it starts in your thoughts. You must discipline your mind the way a warrior disciplines his body. You must train yourself to focus on what builds you, not what breaks you. You must decide that your future is worth more than cheap entertainment, worthless distractions, and toxic influences. Because the people who win in life, they don't have stronger bodies. They don't have more talent. They have stronger minds. So make a choice right now. Choose to feed your mind the right things. Choose to guard your thoughts like your future depends on it, because it does. Because once your mind is fed with strength, belief, and wisdom, nothing can stop you. You will move with clarity. You will act with confidence. You will rise, and the world will have no choice but to watch you win. Pain is universal. No one escapes it. No one walks through this life untouched by struggle, disappointment, or loss. But here's what separates the strong from the weak, the victorious from the defeated. The strong use their pain. They don't run from it. They don't let it define them. They take every setback, every failure, every heartbreak, and they turn it into fuel. Life will knock you down. That's a fact. It will hit you with challenges you never saw coming. It will push you to your limits. It will make you question yourself, your dreams, and your ability to keep going. And in those moments, you have a choice. You can let the pain break you, let it make you bitter, let it convince you that you're not enough, or you can use it. You can let it sharpen you, let it strengthen you, let it build within you the kind of resilience that makes you unstoppable. Because pain is not the enemy, weakness is. Giving up is. Making excuses is. The people who rise to the top, they're not the ones who never struggled. They're the ones who refuse to let struggle win. They took their failures and turned them into lessons. They took their rejection and turned it into redirection. They took their heartbreak and turned it into hunger. Every time life tried to break them, they came back stronger. So what will you do with your pain? Will you let it steal your confidence? Will you let it make you afraid to try again? Or will you stand up and say, this will not break me? Because pain is temporary, but what you build from it, that lasts forever. Think of the greatest people in history. The champions, the leaders, the game changers. Do you think their roads were easy? Do you think they never failed, never fell, never faced rejection? No. They went through the fire. They suffered losses, setbacks, heartbreaks. But instead of staying down, they decided their pain was not going to be their excuse. It was going to be their motivation. And that's what you have to do. Turn your pain into power. Let every challenge make you sharper. Let every loss push you to train harder, work smarter, move faster. Let every struggle remind you that you are still here, still standing, still fighting. And as long as you're still in the game, you haven't lost. Because here's the truth. Some of the strongest, most successful people you will ever meet didn't get there because life was easy. They got there because life was hard, and they didn't quit. They faced pain and turned it into purpose. They turned their wounds into wisdom. They let their scars remind them, not of what hurt them, but of what made them strong. So whatever you're going through, use it. Don't let it stop you. Don't let it steal your future. Take that pain, turn it into fuel, and watch what happens when you decide to rise anyway. There will be days when you feel like stopping, days when the weight of life feels too heavy, when the voices of doubt get too loud, when everything inside you says, just give up. But hear me when I say this, you must keep moving forward. Your mind will give up before your body does. That's why people quit. That's why they stop short of greatness. Not because they couldn't do it, but because they thought they couldn't. They let doubt whisper in their ear. They let fear sit in the driver's seat. They convince themselves that they're too tired, too weak, too unworthy, and so they stop. Right before the breakthrough, right before success, right before they realize how powerful they truly are. But the ones who rise, the ones who make it, they don't stop, they push. When it hurts, they push. When the world tells them they can't, they push. When the doors slam in their face, when the setbacks pile up, when the pain feels unbearable, they push because they know that quitting is never an option. Because they have trained their mind to move forward no matter what. You must do the same. You must rewire your thinking, condition your mind to reject excuses, to push past fear, to silence every doubt that tries to hold you back. You must remind yourself every single day that you were made for more, that the struggle is not a signal to stop. It's a test to see if you have what it takes. And let me tell you something, the only way to fail that test is to quit. There will be moments when it feels impossible, when you feel like you have nothing left to give. But trust me, there is more in you. You have another step, another push, another fight. And that one more step, that could be the one that changes everything. That could be the one that separates you from the rest. Because most people stop when it gets hard. Most people retreat when they feel resistance, but not you. You keep going. You refuse to back down. Think of every great success story you've ever heard. Do you think it came easy? Do you think it happened overnight? No. It was a battle, a fight, a relentless pursuit of a vision that no one else could see. And the only thing that separated them from the ones who never made it was that they kept moving forward. So let me ask you, what's stopping you? Fear, doubt, pain? None of those are stronger than you. None of those are bigger than your purpose. You are capable of more than you think, but you'll never know how far you can go if you stop now. So when life knocks you down, stand back up. When you feel lost, take one more step. When your mind tells you to quit, tell it to be quiet, because forward is the only direction. And as long as you keep moving, nothing can stop you. Life is unpredictable. It will throw things at you that you never saw coming. People will test you, situations will challenge you, obstacles will appear out of nowhere. But here's the truth. You don't always get to control what happens to you, but you always get to control how you respond. And that makes all the difference. Weak minds panic, they overreact, they lash out. They let emotions take the wheel, and before they know it, they've made a bad situation worse. But strong minds, they stay calm, they think. They don't let the heat of the moment dictate their decisions. They don't let anger, fear, or frustration run their life. Because they understand something that most people don't. When you control your reactions, you control your power. Think about the greatest leaders, the strongest warriors, the most successful people in history. Do you think they let emotions control them? Do you think they reacted to every problem with panic and frustration? No. They stayed steady, they stayed focused, they responded with wisdom, not impulse. They knew that the difference between success and failure wasn't just about talent or skill. It was about self-control. Because let's be real, life will test you. People will disrespect you. You will be misunderstood, underestimated, and in those moments, your reaction will define you. Do you let anger drive you? Do you let emotions make decisions for you? Or do you take a step back, breathe, and decide how you will respond? Because reaction is a choice. And every time you choose control over chaos, you get stronger. Every time you choose wisdom over impulse, you become unshakable. It's easy to react in the moment. It's easy to yell when you're frustrated, to strike back when you feel attacked, to let emotions take control when things don't go your way. But strength is staying calm when everything around you is trying to shake you. Strength is choosing patience when frustration is knocking at your door. Strength is responding with clarity when confusion and doubt are trying to take over. And the people who master this, they win. They win in business, in relationships, in life. Because they are not controlled by their circumstances, they control themselves. They don't waste energy on pointless arguments. They don't let small things pull them off their path. They don't let temporary emotions destroy permanent goals. They understand that reacting is easy, but responding with wisdom takes discipline. So starting today, make a decision to take back your power, a decision to control your reactions, no matter what life throws your way. Because the world will always test you, but you get to decide how you respond. And in that decision lies your strength. In that decision lies your power. And when you own your reactions, nothing and no one can control you. A powerful mind never stops growing, never stops searching, never stops evolving. The moment you think you have it all figured out, the moment you believe you've learned everything there is to learn, that's the moment you start to lose. Because life is a moving force. It's shifting, changing, challenging you at every turn. And if you're not willing to adapt, if you're not willing to learn, you'll get left behind. You see, the strongest minds, the most successful people, the true leaders of this world, they don't have all the answers. They don't pretend to. But what they do have is a relentless hunger to keep learning, to stay open, to keep sharpening their mind like a sword that never dulls. They embrace new knowledge. They study, they observe, they absorb, because they understand that life is their classroom, and every experience, good or bad, is a lesson waiting to be learned. Some people fear change. They resist it. They want things to stay the same because it feels safe. But growth doesn't happen in comfort. Strength isn't built in stillness. If you want to rise, if you want to become something greater, you have to be willing to evolve. You have to let go of old ways of thinking, old habits, old fears. You have to be willing to change, even when it's uncomfortable. Because here's the truth. Life will test you. It will throw obstacles in your way, problems you never expected. And if you're stuck in the mindset of this is how I've always done it, if you refuse to grow, to adapt, to expand your mind, those obstacles will break you. But if you stay flexible, if you stay open to learning, you will always find a way forward. You will adjust, you will pivot, you will rise. Think about the greatest warriors, the greatest inventors, the greatest leaders in history. They weren't just strong, they were adaptable. They studied, they learned, they changed when the situation called for it. They didn't get stuck in their old ways, they evolved. And because they evolved, they won. So let me ask you, are you growing? Are you sharpening your mind? Are you feeding yourself the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding that will take you to the next level? Or are you standing still, afraid to let go of what you know? Because the world is moving, the game is changing, and if you want to win, if you want to lead, if you want to be the person you were born to be, you have to commit to learning, to adapting, to evolving every single day. Never stop asking questions, never stop improving, never stop challenging yourself to be better than you were yesterday. Because the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And the moment you stop growing, there will come a time in your life when you stand at a crossroads. A time when the weight of your struggles, your past, your failures, and your fears will try to break you. A time when life will push you to the edge and whisper in your ear, give up. But in that moment, you have a choice. A choice to fold under the pressure or to stand tall and declare, nothing can break me. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that truly stands between you and greatness is you. Not your circumstances, not the things that happened to you, not the people who doubted you, abandoned you, or tried to hold you back. You. The battle has always been in your mind, the person you believe yourself to be, the standards you set for yourself, the choices you make in the darkest of moments. Those are what determine your destiny. Do you think the great ones never struggled? Do you think the strongest people you admire never had moments of weakness, of pain, of doubt? Of course they did. But they decided, they made a choice that no matter what life threw at them, they would not be broken. That's the difference. That's what separates those who rise from those who fall. Because life will test you, that's a guarantee. It will hit you with loss, rejection, betrayal, and disappointment. It will shake your faith and push you to your limits. But understand this, you are stronger than you think. You have more in you than you realize. And when life tries to break you, that's when you decide not to let it. That's when you push forward. That's when you get up again and again, no matter how many times you fall. The world is full of people who let their struggles define them, who let their pain become their prison, who let their failures convince them they weren't meant for more. But then, there are those who make a different choice, who take every hardship, every setback, every ounce of pain, and use it as fuel to rise higher, to become stronger, to grow into the person they were meant to be. And that choice, it's yours to make right now. Not tomorrow, Not when things get easier, not when life decides to be kind. Now, decide that nothing will break you. Decide that you will rise no matter how hard you fall. Decide that you will keep moving forward, keep pushing, keep fighting until you win. Because the only thing that can truly stop you is you. And the only thing that can make you unstoppable is you. So stand tall, dig deep, and make the decision today, in this moment, that no matter what comes your way, nothing will break you. Your mind is your greatest weapon. But like any weapon, it must be sharpened, trained, and used with purpose. You have the power to control your thoughts. You have the power to discipline your mind. You have the power to turn pain into strength, obstacles into opportunities, and fear into fuel. The question is, will you use it? Or will you let your mind be your enemy? The choice is yours. Decide today, master your mind, and watch how your life transforms. Now go, be unstoppable.